Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here now again live on both Facebook as well as YouTube. So it's great to have you here. Appreciate you guys joining in here today to talk about, yes, the great thing that sometimes people really get a bit, like, say, weird about, which is money. Let me say the word again. Money. Money. Show me the money, said Jamie Maguire. All right. Show me the money. And I think in business, again, it's important that we get our money right, because otherwise, what would you be in business for in the first place? And so whether you call money, dirty money and, being rich and wealthy, filthily rich, the thing is really, in order to get there, we really need to kind of really look at like what our financials look like and get our money in shape. And the only way to get your money in shape is by getting you in shape. And so I'm really, really pleased for you guys joining me in here to talk a little bit about money, yes, about financials and about cash flow, because a good business always is built on good cash flow. And one of my friends, he's got a really wonderful way of saying it. He's got a very cash-rich business. So say that out loud with me here, a cash-rich business. I love the concept. And of course, that is diagonally opposite a cash poor business. And so the first thing to ask ourselves about is, in your business right now, could you be able to say hand on heart that you have a cash rich business as opposed to a cash poor business? Whatever it is, you don't have to say, type it in the comment section here, but I at least want to plant the seed, because that really is what we're looking at. We're coming towards the end of a year, starting a new year, as of January. And we want to set ourselves up for success. And you can really only get your business right if you get your money right. And the planning starts right now. So in working with business coaching clients and the likes, I always will touch sooner or later on financial stuff, on cash flow, on finances, because it's part of a great business. It's great to have a great product, a great service, a great team, great delivery systems and processes and all of that, great strategy, marketing, sales, and the likes. But guess what? Ultimately, you want to create an ROI on the money and time that you're investing as a business owner and ensure that it actually is paying you dividends and is making you worthy of who you are, what you do, and the value you render out there. And so let's talk money. So first thing that I want to share with you is cash-rich businesses versus cash-poor businesses. The difference is that as businesses are really, rendering their service, their value to the marketplace, and they get paid for it, it's not how much money you make that really is the key driver here. It's how much you tend to keep. And as you are putting money aside, you're building cash reserves. And of course, I'd like to, again, remind you of that. This is a great time to think about, well, reflecting back on 2020, have I really been able to put money aside and build up these reserves? Because if you haven't, chances are that you can do better in 2021. And so that's the first point here out of 5 that I'll be touching on in this live stream today. The second thing then here is also about profitability of jobs. I've worked with countless and countless of organizations over the years. And g'day, Daniel. Yes, hello, bro. Hello to you down there in Taiwan. One of the key things that I've noticed is that lots of businesses, they don't know how to price up, let's say, a job. For example, if they're in a trades-based business like a plumbing company, or they are in professional services and they render services. If they are a builder or a property developer or so on, like really getting down, granularly speaking, to the nuts and bolts of a business and what really constitutes costs that take away from, and effectively, what you're putting in, you need to kind of really know like where those numbers look like. And so again, think about it right now as you are heading over into a new year. Do you know exactly what costs you have that kind of take away out of your revenue, so to speak? And then can you say hand on heart that per job you make X% profit before tax? If you haven't got those numbers yet, chances are that you want to go back to the drawing board and flesh that out. There's certain ways that you can do it, whether you do it through a spreadsheet or you use your accounting software analyze. But the thing is, you have to, of course, capture the data and then put the data together in a meaningful way so that that data speaks to you and tells you whether you are making money or not. I've heard people that actually bought business and it hurt them because it cost them more to do the job than to actually, from whatever was left over, because there wasn't. They were putting money in. And so that's really a bad place to be as a business, because we all know you cannot keep going like that unless you are making a healthy profit. And so what is your profit margin per product and per service? And is it possible that some of your products and services right now are obsolete? Maybe they, that there's more cheaper and better solutions available out there in the marketplace, and you're just not moving them. Or is it possible that some of your products and services are costing you a lot of money in inventory, and just the holding costs of that inventory is costing you too much for what it's actually delivering in terms of revenue? So this is really the topic really about profitability of jobs, profitability of both products and services. And you really need to know exactly where your profit margin lies and what it's chipping away at it, because that's really how you can then start really, going back and forth on things and ensuring that you make the money that you are worthy of having. If, for example, when I work with accountants, their profit margins, they tend to go for about 40 to 50%. Now, we're talking big four firms here, right? So they know that for every $1 that they are generating, that they actually will be left with 50 cents in the dollar. Now, that is really phenomenal. You go to your Amazon sort of shipment businesses, your FBA, as they call it in the industry, and their profit margins, will be anywhere between 20 and 30%. So it's good to know your numbers. And I know that a lot of business people get a bit shy if I ask the question, because they don't know the numbers and it makes them feel a little bit guilty. But here's the thing. It's not about how you feel about it. It's just that, think again about it. You went into business to actually produce a healthy income and create a lifestyle by design for you and your family and your loved ones so that you can look after them. And so ultimately, you need to know where you're at so that you know where you're also going. And so it comes really down to really good, solid numbers. What are the numbers? Find out. If you don't know them right now, that's okay. Find out. Talk to your trusted advisors, your accountants and the likes, people that, like your business coach and so on. Like, talk to people like them that can help you to suss out what the numbers look like and whether you're making money or not, whether it's sustainable or not, whether it's something that you want to scale and grow or not. And if not, what else you could do instead. One of my coaching clients right now, they are really in that process to figure out like what really is going to be moving forward the core business that they want to take to market, because they know that it's profitable, it's right up their alley and within their expertise and passion, and it's also something that they can scale up and grow. And there's a need for it right now in the marketplace. One of those things is that sometimes what you used to bring to the market might not be really the right fit anymore right now. So this was number 2, the profitability of jobs. Number 3, and I've got 5 total for today. And hello, Mari Tadic, welcome here as well on this live stream. Number 3 is now recurring revenue versus transactional work. Yes, thank you, Mari. I appreciate the thumbs up and the feedback. It's always a pleasure having you here. The third point that I wanted to make is that recurring revenue versus transactional. Now, a lot of businesses, they really have a business model that revolves around one-off work. And that is really tricky. And if you've been in that mode, you probably know it, because if you haven't got the consistent inflow that you can kind of predict when it's going to happen, you will see that your costs will always be at a certain level, and sometimes they tend to grow. And then your revenue will be fluctuating with ups and downs, and it drives you kind of nuts on the roller coaster. Why? Because you want to have some stability and you want to feel comfortable within, and so you need a certain flux of recurring revenue. And so I really want to help you kind of prepare for next year and to think about, well, how much percentage of your revenue is repeat, whilst how much of it is transactional. Because if your balance is such that you have more transactional work coming in than recurring, chances are that you're going to often feel a little bit burnt out, and that you're going to feel really stressed because of sometimes having too much cost compared to the money coming in. And so it's really about finding that stability between the two. So how much recurring revenue do you have percentage-wise? And if you haven't really got it at the right level, how could you take it now next year to the right level. How many clients would that consist of a month? How much could you do certain plans or products or new creations as such that you can take to market, that the market would be very happy to take on from you and pay you for? So you could potentially create something new that people right now are screaming loud for and really are happy to pay you for. So this is number 3, recurring revenue versus transactional. In that space alone, you can probably get a lot of wins on the board by just thinking again, how can I improve my business by just focusing on that one thing, how to create a higher level of recurring revenue. What actions can you drive? We obviously have a dentist watching here, and dentists and doctors, they sometimes, and optometricians and so on, they have, let's say, systems set up to every 6 months remind clients, or every 12 months to remind clients to come back. And that is a way to help for the incoming stream to keep having repeat clients coming into your business. And that's really what it's about. Recurring revenue is critical because you always have a certain stack of bills that have to be paid, whether you like it or not. So you want to make sure that your revenue is also, at least at the equal level, if not higher than in terms of recurring. Everything transactional that goes on top of that, perfect. That's the butter on the bread. So you already afforded the bread. Now you got the butter and the cheese and all of that to actually lay on top of it. So anyway, number 4 then, time is always ticking and we want to go fast on this. Are you playing the bank? Are you playing the bank for your customers? As I'm, coaching a whole variety of business owners and executives in small and large organizations, I can see that some of them, they are actually putting a lot of costs up front out of their own pocket. And so they might have very generous payment terms where they will buy products and goods and pay for it themselves long before the client even pays them even a deposit of something. And I always am the first one to say, if you really want to do business with people that are serious, if you can help them to put first some money on the table and put some skin in the game long before you even start, first of all, it's a good indication that it's going to be a good client, right? Because they're serious. They value what you do and they value before you even start. And secondly, it reduces your risk because you don't want to, let's say, be liable for buying certain goods and delivering them already in part, have to pay your staff, your facilities, your vehicles and all of that, your insurances and all of that, without really having already pocketed something to reduce the risk. So always make sure that you don't play bank for other people unless that is your business, right? And again, it's a great way for you to get some traction very quickly if you start really looking at your payment terms. How you can you process deposits that take the risk out of it, and have you already paid for the bare minimum at least, so that you can straight away making a profit? Is it possible that you can, for example, incentivize people by paying you sooner and reducing the amount of time that you have debtors that owe you money, that is actually eating at your profits, and it is increasing your risk as a business owner? You never went into business to get more stress, did you? I certainly didn't. And so it's important, again, as we are coming to that end of the year, starting a new year, think about what have I gone really well at this year, but what can I improve on? What do I want to change? How can I change it for the better? And, take notes of it and work through it with somebody else that can help you to implement it and see it all through. Last but not least, I touched on this already in terms of financials, but there's certain prepayment incentives that you can give people. For example, when I work with a corporate, I will tell them up front, so this is what the service is going to cost you, say $80,000 or whatever it might be. But if you pay me in full within 7 days after I send you the invoice and you've given me the purchase order number, right? If you pay me in full, I'll actually, discount it by 10%. Now, 5%, 10%, doesn't matter. But the idea is you give people an incentive to pay you sooner so that they actually save more money. So you give them the 80,000, but they can save 8,000 by paying within 7 days. Then you carry out the work. Guess what? Money in the bank, you already got the smile on your face, the stress is off your shoulders, and now you can actually put the team also to work. That's how prepayment incentives work. Now, I understand that sometimes certain industries are not very familiar with prepayment, but deposits is a prepayment. Payment plans might actually help you to stagger the payment over time, and rather than get paid in lumpy sums after you've done all the work and paid for the cost out of your own pocket first, at your own expense, at your own risk, well, guess what? If you already have at least a payment plan started up and people already started paying you, again, you can pretty much every same day of the month expect the credit card to be built in your bank account, and you don't have to chase people for it. Once again, you can always chase people for money, or you can help to make it easier for you and them. And I personally like ease for everyone. It's a win-win for everyone. And again, you can then also focus on delivering extreme value and delighting your clients, rather than, again, feeling like that you're chasing people and feeling this yucky thing about trying to get your money, so to speak. Anyway, these were my 5 points for today. Get serious about your finances, guys. It's important. I'm the first one to say that I've learned the hard way. And I also learned that as long as I kept kind of looking at this and kind of shying away from the numbers, I actually kept being time and time slapped in the face by the universe to say, hey, guess what? Master your money, because otherwise you're its slave. In business, I know every entrepreneur and business owner that ever started a business, they always did it because they've got a vision of creating a great lifestyle, to never have to worry about money again, and to, turn their passion into a profitable venture. And so if this is you, I'd love to hear from you as well. Please put some thoughts or questions in the comment section below. As Marie already put a thumbs up, and so did Daniel in Taiwan. Give me some feedback. Always very welcome to see. And if at any point in time you'd like to talk about business coaching or just anything business related that I just touched on, I'm happy to have a chat to you. I wish you a wonderful day ahead. And just letting you know, tomorrow, Friday, we'll be touching on another key topic here in a business, which is the people side of things, which is, of course, something very dear to my heart. So people, how to build a winning team. What are some of the aspects you want to, again, remind yourself of? Not trying to be super convoluted and complex, but really, what are the nuts and bolts, the main basics to really go back to, so that 2021 is going to be an awesome year for you and your people. All right. So that's going to be the topic for tomorrow. Again, appreciate you guys joining. I always will cut it short. This is it for me. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining, and see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.